Today, we're gonna talk about 8 bourbons that I would offer to those non-whiskey beginner people that wanna try the bourbon in my collection. I'm excited. Let's go. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Carlos. Thank you for joining me here on the Whiskey Corner. Truly appreciate you guys stopping by, checking out the video. If you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe because that will really help me out. I have a goal of 2,500 subscribers and only you can help me get there. What are we doing today? Well, I wanted to go over some bottles that I would offer to people if they come by my house and they want to taste, you know, the bourbon in my collection. As I have people over, not everybody, actually a majority of the people that I know are non-bourbon, non-whiskey people. They don't know the slightest thing about it. They drink other alcohols or don't drink at all. But the ones that do drink want to come in here. They acknowledge and they love the collection. And then they're kind of like, oh, I want to taste something. Yeah, what do you recommend? So these are the same people that would take a whiskey and then do a shot, right? A shot of whiskey, or the only whiskey that they know is Jack Daniels and Coke. So Jack and Coke, right? These are those same type of people. So you don't want to offer your really good stuff to them. Quite honestly, you don't even want to offer your mediocre stuff to them. But I picked 8 bourbons that I would actually offer these type of people when they come by my house and they want to taste some of my bourbon. Before we get into that, one of the ones that I do have on this list, and I kind of need to get myself a little bit more of, is this one. So we're doing a little inaugural cheers. So cheers, guys. It's so weird to drink out of this thing. I don't think I like this. Either way, that's for another video. That was really good, by the way. All right, so let's get started with the list. I'm just gonna preface it by saying there's too many bottles out here that I could put on this list. I mean, there's tons of them that you could technically offer people, but this is my list and I try to stay away from any Buffalo Trace, but you can't deny the original Buffalo Trace bourbon, right? So if you can find this and you can find it in that $20 range and you have this in your bar, I would definitely just offer it to people, because most of the time they want to go for the horsey back there, right? And what I tell them is, well, that's a more distinguished taste. If you want to taste something similar to that, this is the same but a little bit more mellow. You see, that's what I tell them. Little do they know, but this is a good one that I don't feel bad about just sharing with them, and they'll still get kind of like that Blanton's type of taste, right? So Buffalo Trace, if you can find it, 20-something bucks, you cannot go wrong with that. This is probably the one that I would normally think of when I think about these type of people, right? These beginners, these people that don't really normally drink it neat, and it has to be a Basil Hayden, right? The only reason I'm saying this is because usually when people get into whiskeys, it's a little bit hot for them, right? And even the 90 proofs, I will tell you, I'll be honest, when I first started, I remember having, going to a party and having Uncle Nearest 1884, I think it was, or 1984, whichever one that is, the 90 proofer, and my mouth was burning trying to drink that neat. So I get it. So an 80 proofer, Basil Hayden, a lot of people like it. This is the toast, so maybe not exactly this one, but it's the only Basil Hayden I have. But if you have different Basil Haydens, offer that up, because, you know, it's 80 proof and we might think it's watered down, but somebody else might think it's perfect for them. This one was a toss-up, right? I had to kind of look at a few bottles and see, am I really gonna add this in there? But I did add it in there, and it is 1792. Not exactly this one. This is a bottle that I basically killed. I'm about to kill. This is my bottle and bond that I have to actually replace. But they don't sell that here in Florida, unfortunately. But the one that I'm talking about is the small batch. Yes, small batch will run you about 28, 29 bucks, 30 at the most, I think. And it's a 90 proofer, right? It's a good one. I mean, if you know my story, that is the one that kind of put the nail in the coffin for me and made me love bourbon, or at least start exploring and love bourbon. So 1792 small batch is a great one to just give somebody. The only thing is you have to be a little bit careful, right? Because once you get into like the 90 proofs, that's when people want to start adding water, want to start adding ice, maybe Coke. So you gotta be a little bit careful. So maybe another 80 proofer is a good one, and Tin Cup 10 is where I would go as well. This is 84 proof, 10 year. You can kind of throw that in the face. This was aged 10 years. It has a cool bottle design, has this little tin cup at the top. You can kind of tell them the story. But it's a cool one. It's only 50 bucks around in my area. If you can find this and you have this in your bar, I would definitely offer this, guys, because, you know, it still stays in that 80 proofer range, but it is so good. This is an 80 proofer that I would even drink, right? So definitely would recommend Tin Cup 10. Now, this next one is more of a category and not really a bourbon, right? And this is just stuff that I'm just trying to get rid of, quite honestly. I know it's a little mean, but I mean, I'm not putting anything like that barbecue whiskey that I bought the other day. That one went down the drain. But if there's something that I just don't like, it's not my jam, and I'm just like, I don't know if I want to like drain pour it and it's not too high in proof, then I will put it on here. Now, this is a Bibbon Tucker. This is 92 proof. This is their 10 year. I thought I liked this when I first tasted it, waited a few months, and now it's disgusting to me, quite honestly. But it looks like a cool bottle. It cost me like 90 bucks, guys, so it sucks that I don't like it anymore, but I don't, right? But it's a cool bottle, has the little stopper, you know, different bottle, so it might catch people's attention. So I'll give this out all day, every day, because at this point, I'm just trying to get rid of that. I don't like it. And versus drain pouring it, I can just have people taste it and see if they like it. Hopefully they do, because then I can get rid of that a little bit faster. The one that I'm drinking right now is Woodford Reserve Double Oaked. This is such a great one, guys. I mean, I haven't had this in such a long time, and it just stays so freaking good all the time. It just is so good all the time. So I would definitely offer this just because it is in that 90 proof range, but it has those dessert notes, that sweetness, very subtle. It calls people in. It doesn't have anything that's like out of the ordinary. It goes down very easy. So I think that is an amazing one to have people taste, especially if they're into, like, you know, dessert wines and stuff like that. Can't go wrong with Woodford Reserve Double Oaked. It is a great one. These last two, I might get some flack on, but whatever. This is my list, right? I would definitely recommend a Redwood Empire. Maybe not the Lost Monarch, although it is my favorite, just because that introduces rye flavors, because it's technically a boo rye. So they might be thrown off by that. That's why these are all bourbons. But Pipe Dream is a good one, and it's an interesting bottle as well. So you pull this out, they might be interested to see what this is all about. But I think there's a good one as well. Still stays true in that 90 range, so it's not bad on the proof. And the good thing is that it's only 35 bucks. So yeah, I won't be entirely sad if somebody mixes that with something. you know? Last one, yep, last one that I'm gonna talk about is Smoke Wagon straight bourbon whiskey. Now, I have to pull this out because it's almost Halloween. Well, in about a month. It's Halloween, and this is their Halloween bottle from like 2 years ago. Not last year's, because last year's glowed in the dark. Or this might be last year's. I don't know. Depends if it glows in the dark. Either way, this is one of the previous years, and this is around that 90 proof, guys. And especially if it's available in your area, like now it is available here in Florida. So I don't have to pay for shipping anymore. I can just go down and get, especially the small batch and the straight bourbon whiskey, and it's like $39. Why not offer that to people that like the cool bottle design? And quite honestly, you're giving them an experience, right? Because I love Smoke Wagon. I love everything that Smoke Wagon does. So why not share something that I really, really like? So that's why I would put Smoke Wagon on this list. That is my 8. It was hard because there are so many that you can put on here, so many that you could offer to different people. You might have some other ones that you would take off of this list and put in. Let me know, comment below, what would your list be to offer these people that, quite honestly, don't deserve to drink your good bourbon, right? Comment below. Love talking back and forth with you guys. Please do me the favors, like or dislike. You know I'm gonna ask you for a subscribe. So please subscribe if you're not yet. Subscribe, that will really, really help me out. I'm gonna pour myself a little bit more of this Woodford Reserve Double Oaked. And I want you to enjoy that whiskey. Cheers.